Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill, self-belief and business coach and founder of the Vivid Business Club, the greatest membership ever, set to become even better. Before I go on to today's podcast episode, asking you whether you've got your light on, and all will be revealed once we get going. But before I go into that episode, I am a giddy kipper. I'll be honest, right? I'm so excited about my business, about my life, about my clients' wins, about the Vivid Business Club, about what I've got planned for the rest of this year. Everything feels like it has just plonked into the right place. And hands up, vulnerable here, but I lost my spark. I lost my spark, I think, probably the middle of November, middle to end of November, I lost my spark. And for those of you who have been listening to the podcast for a really long time, and for those of you who are in the Vivid Business Club, potentially you didn't notice, but potentially this last week or so, you felt that, oh, there she is. And I think it's okay for you to have those moments too. It's okay for you to sometimes question whether this is the right path for you. And if it feels a little wonky in those moments and it feels not as easy as you want it to, that the spark has gone, the energy is more difficult to find to keep going, that's absolutely normal. And one thing that I really want to give you permission to do is to say, when my spark is ready to come back, it will come back. I trust that I am here doing what I'm doing because I love doing it. There was a moment where literally I had goosebumps all over my body because I decided to go forward with an idea that I was scared to do and start a business. We've all been in that situation. Every single business, whether it's 7, 8 figure, whatever business, there was a conception point, a point where that person said, I'm going to do it. I've got an idea. I've got an idea for my business and I'm ready to step forward with that idea. I'm going to do it. Even if part of that was falling into that, like some of us have fallen into our businesses, still, there's got to be a moment where we go, I'm going to switch my light on. I'm going to come back to that. But I've lost my spark. I'd lost my spark. And I just gave myself permission to say, I believe that if I was going to fail at this, I would be already failing. So failure isn't in my vocabulary. I believe in the results I get my clients. These blooming, if you're watching this on YouTube, you've just seen the thumb come up. Somebody please tell me how to turn off the expression thing on my Mac. Now, if I put 2 fingers up, balloons come up. I'm not going to do it. But I do sort of want to do it. Let's see, it won't do it now. Does it when I'm talking about something serious and loads of balloons? No, it won't work. Right, anyway, crack on, focus, Claire. So when you've lost your spark, I just sort of said to myself, one day I'm going to feel okay and everything's going to feel good again and everything's going to fall into place. And last week was a very shifty week for me. I had a podcast episode with Tracy Litt. I can't remember what episode that is, but go and listen to it if you can, if you haven't already. And through that conversation, I just had lots of mindset shifts that I then went off and journaled about, wrote about, felt so, I suppose powerful is the right word. Like I just felt like I'd finally found my control and get my spark back. And then I had 2 VIP days last week, one of which I actually created a podcast episode for because it was just amazing. The other one was just amazing too. But I did that on Friday and I didn't want to do a podcast episode after that because it was a Friday. And I just sort of sat up and asked myself, like, what am I doing? And I want to ask yourself, like, what are you doing? If you're not stepping into who you are here to be, what are you doing? And because of that, I have launched the Dream Team Mastermind, which I believe will starts next week. If this episode is 227, this is going out on Bank Holiday Monday, I think. I'm worried now that I've got it wrong. So it starts next week. I have no idea whether the doors are open or how many spaces, but presently I've only opened to the Vivid Business Club, and I've sold, I've got 300% yeses on the table, and I've got 4 very likely maybes, and their offer ends tonight. Pretty successful little launch I've done there. I'm very excited. And you know why it's been so successful? Because I am dealing up one of the best masterminds out there. Because this mastermind, which is a rolling mastermind, which you can join at any time, you have to apply now, depending on where it is. You have to apply to come in if there's a space, if you're a right fit for the group that exists. There's a hybrid of one-to-one support. There's in-person events. There's weekly meetings. There's human design. There's a business audit. It's like I would just sat and thought, what would I want from this mastermind? Now, I came up again. The idea for the Dream Team Mastermind happened about a year ago, and I was just like, oh my god, it's just so. I'm just so excited about this idea of a group of women really after those 6 figures and beyond. Like, it's in their vision. Potentially, they're like almost at 6 figures and they need support to get over the edge of that. I want to be the woman that holds that space for them to reach their dreams. Wouldn't it be brilliant if every week you're meeting with your dream team, the team around you, like your girl band, just call me Simon Cowell, and you then focus, you are able to give yourself permission to refocus every week. What am I here to do? What are my dreams? Oh my God, I'm just so excited. So this is the reason I'm a giddy kipper, because I'm so excited about starting the dream team. 3rd of June. So excited. So that's one thing. Now, I've just had done a brilliant podcast episode with Vicky Weinberg, which again, I can't remember what episode that is going to be, but something that came up about stepping into your identity as a business owner in your role, and when you decide to put your light on. Now, I want you to think about this in you're driving in a taxi, okay? You're standing around your ideal client. Let's just say this, right? Your ideal client, your ideal customer is standing waiting to be helped, or waiting to have your product in their hands. They're waiting. Imagine we're in London by Piccadilly Circus, or can't really pick up a cab there, but you know what I mean, around there, and you're waiting. You know that you need something. You need something to get you to where you're going. Now, for a coach like me, self-belief and business coach, it's quite easy for me to understand that my clients have got to be ready and waiting to get in my cab for me to take them to where they want to go. If you're product-based, they probably need those earrings to step into their big bad self, Or for me, with Wire Art, I'm working on a big commission at the moment. Those customers were waiting, like that customer, absolute ideal customer, waiting to have that enormous piece of wire art to make a statement in their home. They're ready and waiting. However, they're not going to notice me if I haven't got my light on. I've not stepped into my role to take them there. So I want you to, so we're using our imaginations here. If you are shying away from embodying the role that you are designed to do, so especially if you're, no, not just, but product-based as well. My client from last week, she's not just a laser cutter, she's actually a jewelry designer. She needs to step into that role of jewelry designer, put her light on in the cab and say, you ready? I'm available now. I'm available to make that beautiful jewelry for you. If you are not ready, and of course it takes mindset, of course it takes self-belief, but that is going to help you attract those ideal clients and customers. If you shy away from that role, if you say to yourself, no, I'm not really a coach, or I'm not really a launch a launch strategist. I'm not really an OBM. I'm not really a jewelry designer. I'm not really a cook. I'm not really a teacher or a course director. If you're not doing that, if part of you is holding back at that old identity you had before you started your business, how can your ideal client and customer know that you are ready to take them on? They're not going to. They're not going to know. You need to go, right, I'm going to stick my light on now. I'm going to stick, oh, fireworks have just gone on this blooming Zoom recording. What hand gesture was that? Please, someone tell me how to turn these hand gestures emotions off. Was it my hands going like that? That's how much energy I've got at the moment. It's obviously setting off fireworks on me bloody Zoom. Zoom, I need to turn it off. Someone please tell me how to do it. Anyway, really get into my flow then, Zoom. Right, refocus. If you're not ready to put your light on and be ready in that cab for your ideal client and customer to take them exactly where they need to go, then no one's going to want to buy from you. They're just not going to be, because you're wishy-washy. They want you to trust your position. They want you to like believe in your position at that moment. And if you're not there, they ain't getting in the cab, babe, because your cab ain't got its light on. You can go, I'm not going to flag down a cab that hasn't got a light on. I'm going to flag down the cab that's going, hey, Claire, get in my cab. Maybe not the sleazy as that, but hey, Claire, come on, get in. I'm going to take you to safety. I'm going to take you to where you want to go. I'm going to take you to those amazing heights of self-belief and overcoming your doubt. You ready, babe? Come on then, let's go. That you need, and I think as well with me, with the Vivid Business Club, it's only been me going, I'm going to own this membership. It is worth £100 a month or £97 a month, because you end up making double, triple, quadruple the money that you used to make. And the reason you do that is because you believe in yourself. And the reason you believe in yourself is because you've done the work and I've taught you how to do the work. Therefore, you show up more. You're more vivid. You're showing up as yourself. Therefore, you're happier. You've got more capacity to move yourself forward. Your relationships, your home life is better. You take care of yourself. I'm basically giving you an extra 10 years to your life. You know what I mean? Like, that is worth £97 a month. And I was downplaying it. I needed to put my light on. And that's, I need to attract these people that are serious about building their business. If you're not serious about building your business, 97 quid, that's not, if you're serious about building your business, you spend thousands of pounds on that kind of support. So 97 quid, I was hiding the £41. Now, the reason I'm using this cab analogy, even though I've actually said it, the reason where it comes from, and all of you out there, you might already know this, Sex and the City. And Charlotte, I swear it was Charlotte. Somebody, if you're watching, help me out, because I swear it was Charlotte that says they have to have their light on. Like a guy, and I remember meeting my husband, Dan, and I said, we were just both ready. We had our lights on. And I had split up with somebody 3 weeks before I met Dan. I was in this relationship. He was a great guy, by the way, like really great guy. Really helped me get over the bloke that savagely dumped me, but I'm totally over that now. And his wife's great, blah, blah, blah. But this guy came in and he was just, it's like he did rescue me and remember who the F I am in a weird way, but he was great. But then he wanted to go in the Marines. I was like, I can't settle down with somebody who's going to be in the Marines. Now that's my own opinion. Growing up without a dad, that was my choice. And that's why we ended the relationship, because of that. That's why. Otherwise we would have stayed together. But then I was like, I'm not pissing about anymore with these men. I'm writing a list down. So I wrote a list of all of the things that I wanted in a husband or in a man, anything. And I was like, I am not settling. I am now. And I mean, I was only 27 at the time, but I'd had my heart broken so many times. I was like, I'm not pissing about. I'm just so tired. I'd rather be on my own. I'm going to write a list of everything that I want in a man, and I'm not settling. 3 weeks later, Dan asked me out. First guy to ever ask me out, I think, because I'm pretty full on, vivid as I am. And that put off some men that weren't that strong, by the way. You have to be a strong man to deal with a strong woman. And he came into my life and he ticked every single box, apart from the fact he wore baggy jeans and he had a ponytail. He had long hair and he didn't have his own car, but he had work cars. So he did have access to car, and he just hire cars if he needed one because he had more money than me. And I was like, can I do it? Can I settle? Yeah, I will. Because in the end, I got him into skinny jeans and cut his hair. Not, do you know, I miss his long hair now, but anyway. But that situation, I said to him, like, I was ready to commit to somebody. I had my light on. You had your light on. We were both ready to commit to the investment of time and energy it takes to start a relationship, to start a family, to build a home. If one of you isn't all in, it's not going to work, is it? And that's exactly the same with your business, your ideal customer or your client. They're ready to be picked up. But if you haven't got your light on, not going to work. It's just not going to work. You're going to drive right past them. You're not even going to see them. You're not even going to know that they're there. You need to step into your role within your business, whatever that title is, embody it. What are the behaviors that that person in that role does? Because starting to do those behaviors will support you building those beliefs. It increases that confidence, and then your beliefs come with it. What I find is a lot of business owners that might have gone viral, and there's a few that I've thought of in this sense, where there's an imposter syndrome starts to really rear its head because you've got all these hundreds of thousands of followers, or, you know, maybe not even hundreds of thousands, but getting close to, and you're in that situation, you've got all of these followers. And if your sales in your head, the expectations of your sales where they should be, if you have that amount of followers, you then go like, what am I even doing here? I shouldn't have these followers. I shouldn't have this, I shouldn't have that. And actually it starts this process when imposter syndrome comes into play. It starts this process of you backing away from what you've been given because you don't feel like you're worthy of it, when that's the expectations that you've had. No one's going to get those followers unless they've deserved them. And I'm not saying that people that don't get loads of followers, I mean, I haven't got loads of followers, I'm fine, by the way. You know, I'm not that bothered because I do a really clever thing that I sort of vet a follower. I look, and if I don't think you're my ideal client, I just remove you. So I know that my stuff, when it gets really potent, and also I show up in that way most in my stories. That's where I engage with people, through my stories, and that's just the way I go. That's fine. That I've found my groove, and that's okay. That might work for you. It might not. If you work with me, we find your way to work. It's not a cookie cutter approach. Anyway, I'm going to go back to these viral accounts. For you to then get the sales that can come from a viral following, you have to step into that role of going, I'm a big Instagram account holder now. How can I monetize this? I'd be straight on the affiliation schemes. Like, I've used this once. I made loads of money from sharing on my Instagram Vivid Wire, 17,000 followers, about a tuna strainer. And that was £7, I think. And I got a percentage. I got quite a good percentage from that. I'm like, everyone, this is the piece of kit that you've missed out of your life, out of your kitchen, a tuna strainer. Go and get it. This is an affiliate link. Go and make me a couple of pence. You don't have to pay any more money. Loads of people bought this tuna strainer. If I had 100,000 followers, I'd be promoting the tuna strainer all the time. It's because that's business. We're here. It's not like you have created an audience, like sell to them. That people want to be sold to. People, how many like better lunch times have I given people by talking about my tuna strainer? Loads. Tuna strainer, freaking brilliant as well. It's such a good bit of kit. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I would see it as an opportunity. So, are you an influencer? Probably. Can you be an influencer? Definitely. Can you increase the sales in your business? 100%. How do you do that though? And what happens is the viral people come in, and then it's the nurturing process that some people miss out on. Showing up, telling stories, connecting with your followers. That's the bit that needs to come next. If you've caught them in the net, you've got to cook the fish, you know, otherwise it's a waste. So when I see that imposter syndrome playing out, you might just have to pivot that role, that title you've given yourself, in order for you to feel confident enough to keep your light on. And then the sales come in. Because when we got our light on, our ideal customer are like, hey, how you doing? Let's get in the cab. You can take me where I want to go. You're a beaut. Let's go. And I really found that when I've though Instagram won't let me change the freaking title, but I am a business coach. I don't know why I was shying away from that. I'm a self-belief and business coach. Bang. I'm more than mindset. I'm totally more than mindset. I'm self-belief. Like I help you to believe in yourself to an unstoppable level that a doubt comes in, goes straight back out. You move with your fear and your doubt and your imposter syndrome. There's no sign of inadequacy. If there is a sign of inadequacy, you think, that's a little area I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on that little area. I don't think, and also recharging abilities. So I used this analogy with my client last week. We got our phone, right? Got our phone. I think, oh, what a shit phone. You're so inadequate. You've run out of power. You need a rest. Oh, you're so shit. No, we go, oh, phone, you're a bit low on the old juice. Let's pump you up. So why do we do it to ourselves? Why do we push through when we're tired or we need a rest? We're not inadequate. And I'll tell you what, our doubt gets so loud when we're tired. So if your doubt's getting really loud, you probably need a good night's sleep first and then come to me for the rest of it. Right. I'm going to wrap this up because I've got to travel to a hotel tonight because I'm hosting a VIP day tomorrow. I can't wait. VIP days are the bomb. I frigging love them. There's a special, wonderful magic to the intensity of it and the wins and the power of it afterwards. It's just incredible. What you get from those 7 hours with me is amazing. So, and I have got a couple of spots open in June to book some VIP days, and they can be done virtually. We don't have to do them in person, but we can do them in person as well. If you want some more details, let me know, because say as I do, not as I say, as I say, no, do as I say, not as I do, because my website is still not updated. Hopefully by this point, the episode gone out, it might be, but not all. The Amplify and Empower 6-month program sales page needs a bit of extra work, and I need to add on my VIP days there. But if you would like some information, let me know. Right. I hope you have a great, what are you doing? Great day. Right, I'm losing track. I need to eat. There you go. Just need to recharge. All right. Have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon.